With YKC high dose, you can see that the active cancer cells is actually 33.6% versus 85%. So less cancer cells are active, number one. Number two, 53.7% of the cells have early apoptosis, means the cancer cells die earlier. They didn't have a chance to live to their full age. So now for today's presentation, we will share on the test done at the lab, at the Trineo Biotech lab that is certified by the GLP to support the point that the YKC, they've done tests to say that how YKC is able to combat the cancer at the few stages. Okay? Okay, so as I mentioned, the lab is called Trineo Biotech Lab Limited in Taiwan. Okay, and the way they do the test is actually certified in accordance to the good laboratory practice. Okay, so the first thing here is the term I'd like to introduce here is called apoptosis. Apoptosis means cell death. Okay, cell death. Our cells, when it's formed, it has a age. The lifespan of the cells, then it's supposed to die. Okay, so when we say the cell death is actually apoptosis. So this graph shows the rate of the death of the cancer cells, how fast the cancer cells die. Okay, so how to read this chart is divided into four quadrants. Okay, on this quadrant is where the cells are still very active. On this quadrant are the cells that die, because when cancer cells die, it will have a certain kind of features. That's why they're able to capture it. So on the right quadrant, lower right quadrant, are the cells that die early, very early in the stage. And here is the cells die later. Okay, so it is found, look at this, as I mentioned just now, when the cells die, the weight is very different from the living one. So there is a test method where they're able to find it and then plot it in the chart. Okay, so you look at here, there are four graphs, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just go through it. On the left is the cells are not treated with any YKC. Okay, so you find that 85% of the cells are still active. They are the remaining about 14% would be 7.9 of the cells late apoptosis, means they die later. That means they are active for a longer period of time. And 6.5% of the cancer cells are early apoptosis, means they die earlier in their life cycle. Compared to you treat it with low dose of YKC, medium dose of YKC, and high dose of YKC. So what is the difference? With YKC high dose, you can see that the active cancer cells is actually 33.6% versus 85%. So less cancer cells are active, number one. Number two, 53.7% of the cells have early apoptosis, means the cancer cells die earlier. They didn't have a chance to live to their full age. Okay, so meaning to say they die earlier lah. Okay, so if this test has actually proved that YKC will make it very hard for the cancer cells to survive. That means that the cancer cells cannot survive long and they die faster. Okay, so it can stop the cancer cells from growing and start to stage 1, rapid growth. Okay, all right.